Here's why I think Mario Kart Tour is actually a great game, unlike what many people think. So Mario Kart Tour released in 2019, people have different opinions on this game, but most that I've seen are pretty negative. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I think it's actually a great game, and I'm going to explain the good parts and the bad things about this game, and why I think, even with the bad things, why it's still a great game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this into two parts, the good things about the game and the bad things. So I'm going to say the good things first, and I have a whole list I'm going to go through, and then I'm going to say the bad things about the game, and at the end I'm going to say my total opinion and why I think it's a great game even with the bad things and my overall feelings about the game. So first of all are the good things about the game. So first off, the reason I like this game a lot is because there's so much replay value. For one, there's lots of characters, karts, and gliders to collect. There's new tours every 2 weeks with new courses and cups. And courses have multiple variations, so you're not always playing the same course. Like there's reverse versions and trick versions. In reverse versions, you go the opposite way, and sometimes the ramps are added so you can do that. And then trick courses, they have a lot of ramps and things to trick off of, which is really fun. Next is the token shop. So you can get event tokens by doing various tasks during the tour, which includes hitting other drivers with items, causing opponents to crash, performing mini turbos, along with some other things depending on which tour it is. And you can exchange them for items that you don't find in the daily selects area. And like you can get point cap tickets and rubies. And another thing about this, players can only have as many event tokens as is needed to purchase all the items in the token shop, and after that they will stop appearing on the courses. And any unspent event tokens collected in one tour won't carry over to the next, so you need to spend them in that tour. And for the daily select shop, so each day in the store you can spend the coins you've earned while playing for characters, karts, and gliders, but this has less rare stuff than the token shop. But it still has stuff you can exchange for and get. There's also a tier shop, so by getting to higher tiers, by getting high scores in certain cups with rankings with friends, you can unlock more slots in the tier shop and be able to buy some more rare characters, cards, and tickets with your coins. Leveling up. So you can level up your characters, karts, and gliders to be able to get more points in a race. So at a certain point they'll reach the level cap, but you can use the points cap ticket to be able to increase it more. So next thing is tour gifts. So by playing the tour and getting stars on each course by getting a certain amount of points, you can unlock various rewards from this, including rubies, tickets, and coins, and sometimes characters too. Another part of why I think Mario Kart Tour is a pretty good game is because of the variety of mini-games and challenges. So Mario Kart Tour has a lot of different mini-games and challenges you can complete, which, like, comparing to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that's mostly just racing and plus battle mode, which this doesn't have. But it is nice that there is quite a lot of variety in this game, which is why I think it's pretty good. So first of all, there's different challenges you can complete during the tour, and these are basically like achievements, so it's certain milestones you reach, and then you can get rubies and stars and coins from these. So different stuff you do throughout the races, you can earn rewards using this, and then you can also get badges to use on your profile too, so friends can see the stuff you've unlocked. Also, each day in Mario Kart Tour, there's a daily challenge you complete, which it says is quick play. So by completing these each day, you can get rewards each day, like rubies and pipes, and this is also another thing that incentivizes you to keep playing the game every day so you can get more and better rewards. So the last track of every cup has a challenge to complete. So for example, a ring race, we have to drive through all the rings, or as many rings as possible, Goomba takedown. You have to take down Goombas with items, or time trial, beat the stage in a certain amount of time, or snap a photo where you just take a photo. I don't know why this one even exists. It's really, really basic, and you hardly do anything. You just take a photo and then pretty much ends. But anyways, smash small dry bones. You run over a bunch of mini dry bones and like different stuff like that. There's some other ones, and that's pretty cool to mix it up in variety, to have challenges to complete in each cup. And then there's also coin rush mode. So you can get a coin rush ticket, and you just collect a ton of coins in this mode, and that's pretty much it. There's just coins everywhere, they're drawn to you, and you collect a ton of coins that you can use in the shops. So next, Speaking of modes, there's also Frenzy mode, which is more of a mode than Coin Rush mode, because that's really just like a separate mini game, but whatever. So with Frenzy mode, while racing, if you get 3 of the same item, which by the way, different characters have different amounts of items they can get from 1 to 3 in a race, so that depends on which character you have. But anyway, you get 3 of the same item, then you go into Frenzy mode where you can use a lot of that item, I think up to like 8 of whatever item, and you also get a huge speed boost and you're invincible, so it's really powerful. It's like a more powerful Mega Mushroom and Star, and you can use a ton of that item, and yeah, it's really powerful. Also, another thing that makes Mario Kart Tour a great game is the amount of maps and courses. So there's lots of maps from past games that look pretty good, at least for a mobile game. For this game, they look pretty good. And there's also cool original courses, like the various city courses. Those are really unique and cool, plus other courses that are built for this game, and just a bunch of retro courses too that are remade too, so that's pretty cool. Also, another good thing, the music, title screen, menu, and the original tour courses all have really good music. Also, last thing for good things about this game, there's not as much of a coin limit as Mario Kart 8. In Mario Kart 8, you can collect 10 coins per course, and that makes a difference because that increases your speed, but it doesn't do that in this game. Instead, you can collect a ton of coins in each race, and you can collect up to 300 coins each day, which isn't bad, and you can obviously use those coins in the shop to buy different stuff, and you can get the gold pass to make it 600 coins each day, which, I don't know what's the point of that. If you get the gold pass, it honestly should just be unlimited, but whatever, I'll get into that later. So anyways, those are all the good things in Mario Kart Tour. I think there's definitely a good amount, and it's a quite good game, and like all these reasons that I said, there's a lot of good elements to it. But next, I'm going to get into, well, the bad things about the game, because obviously there are bad things and downsides to this game, so I'll explain the different bad things about this game and what I think about them. So the first thing for bad things about this game, obviously the gacha mechanic. That's one of the main reasons why people don't like this game, which I understand. So with the gacha mechanic, there's no guarantee of getting a certain character or cart or glider, whatever you want. So what you have to do is you have to earn rubies to be able to pull pipes to get characters and carts. But the thing is, you can also pull duplicates. So you can pull a bunch of pipes and you'll get a bunch of duplicates, and eventually you might get the item or the character you want, but they want you to spend lots of money, and eventually you might be able to get it, but there's no guarantees, so that's not a good thing for sure. Although I will say, even with the gacha mechanics, you can still get a lot of characters and cards just by playing for free. Like, I've never and will never spend money on Mario Kart Tour, but I do still have a pretty good amount of characters and stuff, so it's not terrible. I mean, the gacha system is pretty dumb, but it's a mobile game and it's free, so you can only complain so much. Also, another potentially bad thing about the game is just the automatic gas, tricking, and drifts. So you go forward automatically, you don't have to press anything down, which it's a mobile game, so that's pretty expected, that's not surprising. Tricking, it's really easy to trick because you don't have to press anything. It does it automatically, so you don't have to bother timing anything. And drifts, you don't have to do that either. It's all automatic, which is unfortunate, but then also, it is a mobile game, yet you're playing with touchscreen controls, so these being automatic means you can focus more on steering and using items, which, I mean, it's a mobile game, so it makes sense. If this were a console game, that would obviously be a bad thing. I mean, who uses smart steering and, like, automatic anything in the console games? But anyways, it is a mobile game, so it's to be expected. Also, another thing that I've heard people don't like about the game is the bad controls, and while I don't feel the controls are that bad, like, I feel like they're good for a mobile game. They definitely could be better, but I feel like a mobile joystick, that would probably be worse. So I think as it is, it works good for a mobile game. And also, another major bad thing is the in-app purchases. As I've said before, there's a lot of in-app purchases you can make in this game. So rubies are used to buy a lot of things, like pipes and characters and all that sorts of stuff. You can spend lots of real money for rubies. Like, for example, it's $70 for only 135 rubies. Like, seriously, who is spending $70 on this game? If you are, that's very concerning. And then also, as I said earlier, the Gold Pass. So it's a monthly subscription you spend a bunch more money on, and you can get more rewards and more gifts and bonuses, which, like, That's just stupid, honestly. Why is that in a pass subscription? This is a mobile game. Who is paying a monthly subscription to play a mobile game to get some extra stuff? That's really stupid, and I don't get the point of it. Obviously, it's all, they have to make money because it's a free mobile game, but this is actually stupid, and I don't see why anyone would buy this. It literally makes no sense. And next bad, maybe not super bad thing, but honestly just more weird. So it's a fake online multiplayer, as I call it. So when you play the races, the other races, they have generated usernames, so it looks sort of like you're playing with actual other users, but no, they're just computers. It's not online. And for quite a while, they didn't even have online play in the game, so it's basically faking online play, but you're only playing computers, although they did later add online, which is good, but it just doesn't make sense why you're playing against computers and they have like randomly generated usernames, so they're trying to fake like you're playing online even though you're obviously not. And also another thing with this, like in the main races against the CPUs, you cannot pause the game, which obviously in online races that makes sense because you're playing against real people, but there's no reason to not be able to pause the game. Say you have to pause it and like do something or go somewhere, you have to exit out of the app and use that as pausing, which shows you can still pause because you're not playing online, you're playing against computers. So why not just have a pause button in the game? Seriously, this makes no sense. Why do they not have a pause button? There's no reason for that. It's dumb. And next thing, the courses only have 2 laps each, which once again, this is a mobile game, so everything's shorter, and it's not 3 laps because it's, as I said many times, it's a mobile game, so it makes sense. But yeah, they're shorter tracks overall. Also, in a way, you could definitely consider this game pay to win. For example, like the points you get in each course by racing, you get more points by having better items, like better characters, carts, and gliders, and you can earn more base points, which a lot of these, well, you have to pay or get really, really lucky to unlock. But most of the points in the race still depend on like your position. If you get first place, you get a bunch more points, and the actions you perform, like tricks and drifts, which again are automatic, so it's not really hard to do because it does it for you. That's where most of the points come from. But in a way, if you pay, you get better rewards and more stuff. But once again, do not spend your money on this game. It's pointless. And another thing about the game's just a bit too easy. As I've said many times, it's a mobile game, but like you don't have to steer or drift or trick manually. It does it all for you, so that makes the game a lot easier. And also, I almost always find myself getting first place in races. I'm not complaining, but it just feels like it's just too easy sometimes, honestly. And another sort of bad thing, I guess. So you can't play all the courses at once a new cup releases, but there's still a lot of courses to play. You just have to wait, like it'll say unlocks in like a day or a few days, because the tours last 2 weeks, so it's kind of to spread it out, so it makes no sense. But I guess that's also a bad thing. You can't play all the cups at once. And also, speaking of that, like all the past courses in Mario Kart Tour, once the tour is over, you can't go back. You can't play the old ones you went, like they might eventually come back in another tour. But the things that kind of sucks. Like there's been some really good tracks, especially like the city tracks, but you can't play them again unless they decide to bring them back in the tour, or like they put them in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass, which they're just better there, because I mean it's Mario Kart 8. So yeah, that's just kind of stupid that you can't go back and play old tracks with the tour system. And another somewhat bad thing is the music. The music is in no ways bad. It's great music, but the thing about the music, as I said earlier, I'll get to later, none of the tracks are remixed. Like in Mario Kart 8, they're all remixed and they have their own spin and it feels new, but that's not the case in Mario Kart Tour. Say you're playing an SNES track with, the Mario Kart Tour graphics, and it's the original SNES music playing, which, like, it's great music, but it just doesn't feel right. You're playing Mario Kart Tour, which is, like, a slightly, well, maybe more than a slightly, but a worse version looking of Mario Kart 8, you could say. With SNES music, it just doesn't really fit. Like, it's a mobile game, and obviously they're not going to spend that much time making new music for each and every stage, but that's just it's just a bit weird to have the remastered courses but just the original music, so yeah. And last bad thing about this game that I have written down is there's no battle mode. I mean, this is a mobile game. I suppose they could do battle mode if they wanted to, but if you want to play battle mode, just do it on console. Just most of almost everything Mario Kart related, just it's going to be better on console. Just play 8 Deluxe. You know, like there's a few better things in Mario Kart Tour, just like the amount of variety and how many tracks there were, which is nice. But like for just a better experience, just play 8 Deluxe. You'll have a much better time overall. So yeah, that's about all the good things and bad things that I thought of for Mario Kart Tour, and I totally understand why people don't like this game, even if they think it's terrible, which I don't personally agree with. I just think the pros outweigh the cons, and like, yes, there are a lot of bad things about this game. For a mobile game that you can take anywhere, play anywhere, it's easy to play, you can just play a quick race. I think it's pretty good for what it is. In Mario Kart in general, yeah, there's obviously better games, but those are console games. So, for what it is, it's still pretty good. And yeah, that's the end of the video. So those are all my opinions on Mario Kart Tour. So, if you have any thoughts of Mario Kart Tour, comment down below. Do you agree with what I said or disagree? Do you think it's a great game or do you think it sucks? Anyways, let me know, and maybe I'll respond.